Okay, this is the week 1 tab. Now I'm going to use this video to show you what you're going to be doing. Everything is going to be consistent. That's one of the things you do with an online course is you keep it all consistent so there's minimized confusion. Now I'm calling our sections exam 1. Don't have a better name for it at the moment. So there are 6 exams in this course, so you're going to have a tab for each exam. And this first exam is over Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology and Chemistry. What that means is the introduction part is just general terminology, and then chemistry has to do with biochemistry. So once you get inside the exam 1 tab, and they're all going to look this way, you have an overview and study materials, you have assignments for this unit, and then here is the link for exam 1. So I'm going to click on the overview. Now here are the learning outcomes. Here's the introduction part. Here's chemistry. Here's what you're doing this week, and it could be this unit. View the PowerPoint presentations, view the outlines for each section. I'll give you those. Complete the lessons under the assignment tab. We'll get to that in a minute. And then start going over the exam review. And of course, take the exam for this section. I'm going to add that. So under the course materials, here is the PowerPoint. And I covered this in the introductory video. The textbook for this section is an optional section for this course. You can go, and I went over that, you can go to their website and look at individual chapters and everything for free. But for each section, I give you a PowerPoint, and then I also give you an outline. So I'm going to click on this. This is pretty big, and it goes over the introductory material, and everything that's on this outline would be the information you're going to use for your first exam. So there it starts with the levels of anatomy and physiology, embryology, things like that. But it goes through the whole thing. Now this one's pretty big. It does go into all the body systems and then all the general terminology. So this is what you're going to look at to study for your first exam. Now, let me go back. So here are the ones, this is the biological molecules, biochemistry basically. Here's the PowerPoint, here's the outline. There's actually 2 outlines for that one, and then here is the tab for exam 1. This is the review. Now, everything that's on here, here's the introductory stuff, here's the biological chemistry stuff, all the way down through here. If you'll go through the review and make sure you know everything, that's everything that's going to be on exam 1. And you can do some other things to help you study. So all this is under, hopefully let me go backwards, through the breadcrumbs it's called, okay. So your study materials, your outline, that's under this tab. Now, assignments for this unit, when you click on this, you actually have 2. Now these are interactive lessons. There's one for the biological molecules, and there's one for the introductory A&P. Now these are good to use to study. Okay, you want to do these first before you take your quiz. I'm going to click on this. And you saw what I did there. Now, one thing, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm going to go ahead and click on page 1. It will work fine, but if you'll notice here, you see it says meet your assistants, and there's nothing there. And you have to actually have the little flash plug-in. You have to have that downloaded to your computer to view these things. The extra stuff. You don't really need it to complete the lesson, but here's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go back up here. Now I'm using Firefox. You can do the same thing with Google Chrome. What you have to do is there's a little bitty lock in the upper corner. I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to click on this thing here, and they've added kind of an extra step. So I clicked on the lock. It says Firefox has blocked part of this page. So I'm going to click on this arrow, and then you see here where it says disable protection for now. Don't worry, it's not going to steal your credit card information, but it's going to kick you out. I'm going to go back in, and when you scroll down, you'll see these little guys popping up. Now, it's saying that this is that little Flash plugin, which is going away this Christmas, but you'll have to have that downloaded to your computer, that plugin. If you can't, even after you disable that little lock, if these guys still aren't showing up, you need to download that little Flash plugin. So here they are. They follow your mouse. I'll let you check them out. So here's the...
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Arceus Burney.
He's my favorite. They give some information. Now, there's a very important part to these lessons, and it's right here. And you also got a message, or announcement. And this particular one, I plan on sending it to you as an email as well. So what these are interactive lessons. This one has 18 pages. You can see it goes across. And this one's pretty big because of the introductory stuff. And to be honest, the questions don't start till page 3. It's just some introductory stuff. And so down here is a video, and you see right here it says assignment starts here, 75 questions. And then here are all the questions. Now this happens to be a set of questions. You can go through and answer these. Now most of these questions, it should let you redo your questions. I'm just picking random here. I'm not even reading them. And see where it says check answers? I'm going to click on that. I got one right. That's amazing. Well, I missed the other ones. Now, down here it's going to say retry. So it's going to clear your answers and give you another chance. Over here on the right is the score. And basically, you can do these lessons till you get 100. You can do every one of them. This one's a big one. And like I said, you can do the individual question sets as well. There are a couple that don't let you retry it, but like I said, you can redo the whole thing if you want to. But you want to go through, here's the first 6, and basically here are the pages. You can do next. You can click on the page, even at the bottom down here. See, it gives you next page at the bottom. So you would go through, there's another guy, and these are cool. Look, you can click on the pages, and gives you different pictures. Here are some drag and drops. Here are questions 8 through 10. Same thing. You would go through. I'll take my time with this. I don't think it would hurt. So go through like that. Yeah, clicking on all these different things. Check your answers. Okay. So you would go through and answer all of these. Now, one thing I didn't do, and I apologize, it's kind of storming out. So I'm going to go to, well, let's see, I'm going to have to show this. I apologize, just bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to go into what's called the student view. So this is what you'd be seeing now. When you first open up your course for this semester, you're not going to see this one tab here. But here are the upper tabs, and basically there's going to be 5 tabs. This class is 5 weeks, and so these tabs here, this one, will represent week 1. So when I click on this, see it says week 1 here. We've already been back through this. Now I'm going to go to one of these lessons, and I want to show you, and this is in the email now. It's kind of, okay. Score Center instructions. Click the finish button on the last page when you're done. That's very important. The finish button turns in your assignment. If you do not click the finish button, it'll basically just leave it blank. It doesn't give you a 0, but it will not keep any of your answers. And if you don't do it under the recommended time, it'll be a 0. I'll have to go in there and actually add a 0. So when you do these lessons, make sure you click the finish button at the end. It's on the very last page. It's actually right here, assignment completion. Assignment completion, cool, you're finished, and then you see the finish button. If you don't click that finish button, it's not going to save your answers. And then always check the My Grades tab after you complete a lesson to make sure your grade is in there. If you don't see your grade, that means it's not in there. And it will go in if you click the finish button. So if I was going to just go through this one more time. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to the lock. I'm going to click on this arrow. I'm going to disable protection for now. Yes, resend. It's going to kick me out. We've already started. So I said, do you want to resume? Yes, I do. And let me go back. And there's our little people showing up. So you would go through and answer all of these. The questions start on page 3. I have some introductory stuff, but it says right here, assignment starts here, 75 questions, and then it goes all the way to the end. There's page 17. This is an arcade. Don't worry about that. If you want to play around with these games, it's fun. I like it. These are not for a grade, but you do have to go all the way to the very last page, which is page 18. And then assignment completion, yeah, cool, you're finished. And I should probably take that arcade page out. It's a little confusing, but it's okay. But there's the finish button. You have to do that. If you do not click that, that's on you. Okay, I can't. If you say I did the lesson, I go back and I look and your login and it has 0, and then it has NA beside it, that means you went through and you could have looked at it. This would be like you doing an assignment in class, in a face-to-face class, and then you take your paper and you leave with it, and then you come back later and you tell your teacher, oh yeah, I turned it in, you just didn't get it. You know, that's so you have to click the finish button. All right, I'll send you an announcement about that. Hope I'm not trying to beat that to death, but that's that happens. Sometimes students go through and they don't click that finish button, and then they will email me and say, well, look, I did this lesson, blah, 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 and I'll go look, and it'll basically have them logging in, and that's about it. Now, so I'm going to go back here to tab 1. So what I just showed you with the lessons, you would do, you're going to have 2 of those for this unit. Some units only have 1. So this one actually has 2. You'll do both of these. They're for a grade, and you can do them till you get 100. Okay, those are interactive. And I got a chain that says A&P 12. Interesting. Now here is the link for the exams. Here are some instructions that you can look at. And basically, always check the schedule tab and check the My Grades tab for due dates. But here's some information. The very first exam is 34 questions, 4 matching sets, 1 true false, and 29 multiple choice. And you have 70 minutes to complete the exam. There's no backtracking. The questions will be delivered one at a time. And don't start till you're ready. Now, when you get ready, this is the link. You're going to click on this. It's giving you some more instructions. There's Darth Vader wishing you good luck. And over here in the corner, it says begin. So don't click the begin button until you're ready. Once you click begin, that's when the timer is going to start. And you got to finish your exam at that time. These you cannot do multiple times. Once you start it, you got to finish it. And I have it to the point where it's going to, it will actually submit at the 70-minute mark. It's going to turn in. So whether you're done or not with all the questions, it's going to submit. Okay, and there are 6 of these, and I went over the whole grading in the introductory video, but it's going to be the same each week, and you're going to have tabs, and I've named them after the exams. I don't have a better name at this point. So you have 6 exams, so you're going to have 6 of these tabs, and they're all going to look like this. And then here's where the lessons will be, and down here will be the exam. Okay, so good luck. I hope you have some fun, and email me if you have questions.